I want to blow some people's mind today because they don't understand that they're actually the ones serving as a barrier between them and where they want to be. Between you, your bank account, and your future bank account. We are actually the barrier to our growth. We are actually the one that is setting the limits. Even today as I'm talking, some people will still think that that degree is more important than anything in their life. They can throw away everything just to go to school and get a degree. This is what I found out that is keeping a lot of people poor. Not because there's any other thing. They have this limiting factor, limiting belief system that they've set for themselves. They believe like, I cannot do this. If you believe that you cannot do this, congratulations to you, you cannot do it. There's no any miracle that can help you do it. Let's flip the coin. If you believe that you can do it, even when you cannot do it, your brain will be wired to take you to places and meet people, meet events, learn things, take you to places where you can get information, and then you will be able to do it with time. That's why we tell you that your mind is actually a kind of limiting factor that is serving as a barrier between you and the success you want. Welcome to this wonderful session. Today we're going to be looking at part of those things that are actually stopping you from succeeding, those things that are serving like a barrier to your mindset and in a lot of ways stopping you from getting ahead and actually achieving the success you so desire in your life. Guess what? A lot of us, we settle for less. That's what we're looking at today. Settling for less when you actually can go for more. So if you are meeting me for the first time, my name is A.A. Kabir, and like I always told you, I'm going to be here for 1000 days. Today is day 69 already. Wonderfully, we are doing well, and we're going to have another wonderful session today. I'm going to blow your mind, really. So let's get started. Now, the question I want to ask you today is, why settling for less when you can actually go for more? Why settling for 5 million when you can actually have 10 million? Why settling for 10 million when you can actually have up to 20 million? Why 20 million when you can do 50 million monthly? Why do you even want 50 million when you are capable of having $100 million? Perhaps that's too small for you. You can also go for $100 billion. Yes, see, the truth is, people are there making these figures. People are already there making these figures. But what about you? Blow our minds, sir. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jake. That's my favorite friend. Thank you for joining our live session. Actually, I want to blow some people's mind today because they don't understand that they're actually the ones serving as a barrier between them and where they want to be. Between you, your bank account, and your future bank account. Perhaps you are eating your future bank account right now because you don't know how to get yourself over the barrier, right? So, because you set the barriers for yourself, I'm going to tell you some true life story that made me understand that we are actually the barrier to our growth. We are actually the one that is setting the limits. Let me break it down. Do you know that in the society today, the only thing that people looks like is a big thing, is a big deal, right from scratch? And what resonates with the mindset of the people, let me say even 97% of people, is actually going to school, getting a degree, coming back, and get a job, pack the certificate and be walking around, even for the first class students. By the way, I recently got to realize that those who were claiming first class back then in the school, I wish that I knew what I know now. I would have been underrating them because they don't actually know much. They just know that book, that all those cramming things and all those definition and all of that. And that's what they wrote in their exams and they passed them. They now gave them first class. They are no way better than you. They don't know anything. Like, sorry if you are watching me and you are a first class student, I respect you. I did cut cap for you because it was not easy for you to have crammed all of those things on your head. But the truth of the matter is that that thing you've crammed has no value. There's no anything is adding up to your life. I don't know if you understand it. So, but you go through that system, you finish the school, and that's what resonates with a lot of people. Even today as I'm talking, some people will still think that degree is more important than anything in their life. they can throw away everything just to go to school and get a degree. They are so limited in a lot of ways because of the degree they have. Do you understand? Because in a lot of ways I found out that the fact that you have degree does not mean that you have sense. The fact that you went to school and you have certificates does not really mean that you are wise. It doesn't translate that you are wise. It doesn't translate that you know what to do, how to do it, and even doing it. What it only means is that in few cases that you are trainable if you happens to have the opportunity to be trained. But what I found out these days, it will shock you that more than 90 to 95% of graduates are not even trainable. If you want to train them, come and do customer service. It's going to take you time for them to understand how to speak to customers. Right? So it's a problem. But let me not digress too much. We are talking about how are you setting barriers for yourself. The reason why I started from that place is, you see, I'm the type that my daddy believed in me so much when it comes to studying hard in school and getting good grades. Of course, I had good one. By the way, if you are knowing this for the first time, I got the opportunity of becoming a lecturer. But not becoming, I became a lecturer and I taught in the university for 2 years. So back then I realized something. While I was there, I realized that some of my colleagues, we graduated from school together from the master's degree level, about 13 of us, under analytical chemistry. They were looking up to me like as if I've made it. I don't know if you get, like as if I was already successful, but I don't look at myself like that. You see, now that's step one, right? Step two, the people I'm working with there, I've seen people there that I was working with that were so happy to have gotten the job. So, and they were like, this is a good job. And people from the outside, especially you watching me right now, you might be thinking that lecturers are doing well. Those guys are suffering. They are not earning much. So I never settled for less all through my life, even starting from my first job. You are watching me right now, I'm never limiting myself from what I in fact, in most cases, what you believe you cannot do is actually what is meant for you to do. I should repeat this again. That thing that is so hard for you, so difficult that you believe you cannot do, that's this thing, I'm not capable, I don't have what it takes. That's actually what is meant for you, and that's where your wealth is. But guess what you do? You will avoid it. You will avoid it, and you will avoid your wealth. You will avoid whatever thing that is going to come good for you, and then you decide to relax and go and suffer. In a lot of ways, this is what I found out that is keeping a lot of people poor, not because there's any other thing. They have this limiting factor, limiting belief system that they've set for themselves. They believe like, I cannot do this. And once you believe that you cannot do this, congratulations to you, you cannot do it. There's no any miracle that can help you do it. And let's flip the coin. If you believe that you can do it, even when you cannot do it, your brain will be wired to take you to places and meet people, meet events, learn things, take you to places where you can get information, and then you will be able to do it with time. It's that wonderful and simple. And that's why we tell you that your mind is actually a kind of limiting factor that is serving as a barrier between you and the success you want. I am a living example. Where I am right now is just a tips of iceberg to where I'm now going in the future. And guess what? The more I realize some of these things, the more I now begin to package myself in the future. I don't know if you know what I mean. I have a document that is carrying my journey from now to some years to come. If I ask you now, do you have such a thing? I don't used to have before, but I got to realize that by putting down those things, it serves like a guide with a direction. And anybody that has direction and is traveling hardly can get lost. By the way, one of the best ways to be poor is not to know where you are going. Like if you want to be poor, the road to poverty is just not to be sure of what you want and where you are going. That is the road actually that will lead you to poverty. See, what amazes me sometimes is that when we say some of these things, some people hardly can even believe it. By the way, I don't blame you, because your mindset, there's a barrier that is actually blocking you from listening and understanding what I'm saying. Perhaps if you're understanding it but you are lazy. Yesterday I did a video about procrastination, which is some of the reasons why you are lazy, which is affecting your mind. Do you understand? But today we are talking about a limiting factor in form of what? Right? In form of what? Tell me. See, the truth is, those limiting factors that you are setting for yourself is not actually the true factor. You set it. And if you want to try it, reset it from today again, like reset it. And the best way to reset is to list them down. Those things you are even afraid of, if possible, write them down clearly. And then tell yourself that these are the things I want to do now. Right? Start to do it. Challenge yourself into the game. See, I have done multiple times trying to put this into test. I was once opportune to be with Dr. Stephen Akintayo in a dinner. So I asked a question, because I noticed from his conversation that he hardly can sleep. At that time I think he was saying about 5 hours or so, or less sometimes. So I asked a question, that how possible are you doing that? Because for me, as at that time, I used to sleep like most times 8 hours or even more in a night. Now guess what he told me? He said, if you want to, I'm very powerful. What he told me actually worked for me. But even as at the time he was saying that, I didn't believe it. Just like what I'm saying now, you might not believe it. He said it's very possible. You can limit your sleep to maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, or even less, depending on how committed you are and the big vision you have before you. Because if you are really, that's why I said you need to note down your journey. You need to know where you are going. If you don't know where you are going, that's the road to poverty. But once you know where you are going, then it is easier for you to actually get along. So once he mentioned this, the second thing he said, and the best way to go about it is, if you used to sleep 8 hours before, start sleeping 7 hours. Then do that 7 hour consistently for about 6 months, 3 months, depends. Let it get used to your system. Be intentional about it. Then after 6 months or so, then start sleeping 7 hours, 6 hours. You reduce again. Then after another 3 months, you reduce again 1. Do you know that I comfortably sleep 4 hours or less now, and I'm very fine? Somebody was asking me today, how do you manage? Like in the daytime, does it not affect you? Yes, sometimes I take a nap, 30 minutes, even less. Sometimes I never do. But I'm fine health-wise. I'm very okay and sound. So, consistency and believing you can do it. The reason why I give you this story is that the day he was saying that, I never see myself sleeping less than 5 hours. In fact, even 5 hours is too small for me, because I know how I used to enjoy my nights. I will sleep. But the story is different today. By the way, I think one of the things that helped me is I have a very big goal that, in fact, sometimes when I'm sleeping, I will just have to wake up, because I can't afford to waste those minutes at night sleeping. I either have to watch podcasts that will answer my questions, or I will have to read books that will answer my questions, or I will have to be writing. These are the things I do at night. Or I have to be monitoring some of my business activities, like a way of supervising and overseeing some things that you're unable to check in the daytime. These are some of my basic tasks at night. I never have to do this at the daytime, in the daytime. So it's like more of personal growth at night while you are sleeping. Thinking, I'll be thinking, trying to analyze, trying to checkmate, trying to figure out the best way to do it, how to make myself, because the truth is, if you want to overcome that limiting barrier that you set for yourself, actually, the best way to realize that you actually set it is to start doing some of these things I'm telling you. Even you will even believe that you cannot read. You will believe that you cannot learn. You might even think that learning some of these things is no longer for me. That's the barrier you are setting. If you want to challenge it now, start doing that thing. Again, let me warn you, don't start at once. Don't just go all in at once and you want to get everything done. No, it doesn't work like that. You will get worn out and stop, and you will still believe you cannot do it. I always tell people that if I come here and tell you that I'm doing 1000 days live video session, please, can't you see that the game is changing for me? Do you understand? The game is changing, everything is changing, and I'm beginning to feel like really I'm building myself for the journey now. Because guess what? I did a video about vision and lack of vision, how lack of vision is actually blocking you. Now, because I set those vision, it was too tough for me to believe that I can see myself in that vision. But I use things like positive affirmation as suggested by Napoleon Hill under this book I read, Think and Grow Rich, that you need to write those things down and read to yourself over and over again. Assuming you have a limiting factor, you have a limiting belief system you've set for yourself that is blocking you. The easiest way is you already realize that that thing you believe you cannot do, that I'm telling you now, that is a limit you set to yourself. Maybe you say you cannot read, maybe you say you cannot become a $50 million owner, like you cannot become a $50 million richer, or you cannot become an author, or you cannot become whatever you want. Whatever it is you want, there's something you want, isn't it? There's something you want. And for most of us, let me talk about this before I end this video. One of the biggest mindsets with regards to this barrier I'm talking about today, that a lot of people are suffering from, is that limiting factor that I cannot be a business owner. Like, I cannot really run a business by myself, to own a business, to do things on my own. So rather, I will have to serve people till the end of my life. That is really sad. It's really sad. See, let me tell you something. Start believing in yourself, right? The thing is, I'm trying as much as possible to communicate this information, because each time I talk about some of these things, like, it makes me feel how terrible it is and how this is really taking charge of some people's life. And they will now come back and say that they don't know why they are poor, or they don't know why, like, they will say it is the devil, or they will say it is their village people, or they will say it is the God who made them poor. When you have everything it takes to be rich, but you decided to set that limiting factor, limiting belief system on your mind, and then your mind can never be able to go past what you have set for it. You are probably working, like I told you, I was confirmed lecturer, like in the university, lecturer 2. I've gotten to that stage. In fact, I was being awarded as one of the youngest lecturer that is doing well, serving the department, doing a lot of other even extracurriculum activity that was not my responsibilities. I'm very good at that. Like, each time people employ me to do their job, I will do it in such a way that it is my job. In my teaching jobs, in my kind of, part-time jobs that I do, in whatsoever it is, I have that energy that, look, I go to some school, I tell them that I study chemistry, but you can give me English, I will teach at the lower level. If it's all this primary school, you can give me anything, I will teach it. Most times I don't even know it, but I just go and study it. What is there? I don't know if you get. So I just give myself extra work, and I do that work diligently. Some days back, some years back, I involved myself in this N Power something. When men were hustling, I don't know, I think Bali introduced that N Power system. I had to be going to the place to work, even when my colleagues will be telling me like, this is like a free money. How is it a free money? I'm asking you a question. See, these are some of the reasons why you are poor. This limiting factor, like I said, even while I was about to leave my lecturing job, some people advised me that, look, you can liaise with your colleagues. This is a federal government job. Nobody comes after you like that. So just make sure you are meeting some of your tasks. Some people even have, like, they offer to help me take care of my students so that I can go focus on my business while still doing the federal government job. That is not me. See, I'm a business owner right now, and I cannot afford to give a staff a work and the staff want to play with it. Like most of our staffs now, they just work 3 days, like Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday and Friday, 3 days in a week. They come to work and then the remaining thing they do at home. Now I cannot afford to see staff taking another job even when they are at home. They are supposed to be at home on Tuesdays, they are supposed to be at home on Thursdays, they are supposed to be at home on Saturdays. So now, unreasonable staff, because I'm paying well, they will still go and take another job and useless my job. I don't tolerate that, because I don't do that to people, right? I had to honorably resign from my job. I don't set a limiting factor like I said. Some of you, you want to resign but you are afraid. You've set that limit that, look, some of you are even happy doing some jobs. This is not to say that you should not work for others. Like I just mentioned to you, I have staff that work for me. And on top of it, I have a structure in such a way that staff earn a lot of money, extra money, by doing some job that even it is their responsibility. I don't know if you understand. There's a lot to learn from me. Like I told some of you, if I tell you that what I am seeing right now, if you can see it, you will not understand it. If I tell you I'm a billionaire, you will not understand it. It's not a billionaire by mouth. I need to tell you because I know someday you will look back to this video, right? Because everything is set out. I can literally see myself in the dream. Do you understand? So, because the thing is, I don't set that limit for myself. The limit is eternity, like it's like what they call it, infinity. There is no limit to what I can do. The only thing that is a limit is because I've not learned how to do it. I've not learned the how. For some of you that have been watching me online, you would have understand by now that, look, this guy, even from this online session already, has proved that I can become a billionaire just like I've written it down. Do you know? I've written it down that I will become one of the best and favorite entrepreneur and business coach and mentor in the whole of Africa. Do you understand? In the whole of Africa and beyond. So, and this is how I'm going to do it. When I started, sometimes when I pick a topic, I'll be struggling to look at things to read. Yes, it's good, but now I'm freeing myself. Sometimes I don't even get to make much research before appearing here to talk about any topic that is on my mind. What I do is to reflect on my experiences, my lifestyle, how I'm doing it, and how I'm getting better. For some of you listening to me that you're ahead of me, you might not understand me. Like, I'm talking about billions, right? Now, there's a lot of strategies, process that you have to keep in place to become a billionaire, which at my lower level, I already built the system because if, for example, I can shift from earning thousands in the university to earning millions, like being a business, then, from earning maybe 1 million in, say, 5 months, I started earning more or less like 1 million in 3 months. Then I started earning 2 million in 2 months, in 1 month. Then I started earning now, in every 24 hours now, only God knows what comes into the account. It's a journey. So if I can move from that part to here, like, okay, when we started, we have just 2 staffs, but now we have multiple staffs, even not in Nigeria alone, across Africa. 7 and still counting, several African countries. Do you understand it? Are you getting it? So, but it's a gradual process. And for a lot of you that are listening to me right now, you don't want to start small with what you have. That's the problem. You want to make your life better. Some of you don't, like somebody called me some days back, like, business is not for us. We don't know those things. Who knows it? Who knows it? I'm asking you a question. I just told you now that I use my night to learn, but you are using your night to sleep. Even part of your daytime, you are wasting it to watch video, watch series, watch useless movies. If I must watch movies now, as I'm telling you, I watch financial movies, movies like The Founder, movies like Who Built America, movies like, there's so many of them, uncountable, that I watch. By the way, even those ones, I'm not a fan of it much. I'm just a fan of going to get people like Dan Lok, people like Brian Tracy, people like there are many of them, Steve Harvey, those people, once they speak about topic, I just go and pick it. When I'm making my research, take for example, if I want to talk about these barriers, or if I want to learn about desire, how to arouse my desire, to make sure that those amount I've written down, how to attach my desire to it, how to attach emotion to it, how to make sure that I sing it, how to make sure that I live it, how to make sure that it becomes something that I'm so attracted to. By the way, you attract success. You don't pursue success. You do things that literally bring success to your table. Do you understand? So I'm going to research and bring out like 10 videos. Let me borrow you a formula. See, some of you think that I'm very smart. Some of you look at me, you think that I'm very intelligent. It's a lie. I am not intelligent. I am not intelligent. I don't have that kind of technical brain like that. But see how I do, even from school. If I pick up a book, I have one of the books I'm reading here. If I pick up this book like this, do you know that sometimes I just take I'm still at this law 16. I've been reading this for over 1 month now. So, but what I do is, I will take my time to read. I will read again and again. Somebody is commenting. Sorry, this name is India? Sorry, I don't know if you understand my English. You said my WhatsApp number video call service. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll try to reach out to you. Please help me to type. Is it plus what? I don't know which country you are chatting me with. From. Just help me write plus something. I'm seeing your phone number. I might like to reach out to you. I don't know what you have in for me. Maybe we need to talk. But thank you for commenting. I really appreciate. If you enjoyed this session, please share with others. Follow my page, like my videos, so that we can get a lot of other people to also enjoy the stuff. Sorry, I cannot pronounce your name because it's written in a language I don't understand. Thank you so much for the support once again. Right? So we're going to be doing this for 1,000 days. In case you are joining me for the first time, my name is AA Kabir. You can check me out on all the media handles that's IM _ AA _ Kabir, KABIR. And thank you for watching this live session. I don't know if I should stop here, but today I think we've done well. But even though one of the things that I wanted to say that I think I have not done is, you've programmed your mind to just keep working for people till the end of your life. You are not patient to go through the struggle of getting your own job done, of building your own future just within 3 years to 5 years. But all you can do is to waste your entire years, maybe up to 40 or even 50, when you are still weak and cannot do much, still working for others. This is not to say that it is wrong for you to work for others. I started by working for others. I've given you quite a few examples now. I even work for federal government. I work for so many organizations. And during that process, I was learning. So you need to learn, then be in charge of what you do as if it is your job. If the best way to do for yourself is when you do for others. The best way to be useful to yourself is when you are useful to others. If you are not useful to yourself, or you think you are smart, you are not useful to others, or you think you can now just do anyhow with people's work and come and do your own, is a lie. You are not going to do it. You are just not going to do it. Right? So thank you for watching me today. I believe we are treating this topic of mindset. It's going to take us a lot of time because we're going to have it in series. But I noticed that me in the past and me right now was just a matter of mindset and decision. Mindset, just changing some things by learning, by also trying to implement. Maybe I will say it is my mindset, desire, action, learning and action, and then going through some experiences that is actually changing my life. I'm doing this for 1,000 days. It was a journey I started 69 days ago. If you look at me today, you will see that the difference is getting clearer. I just can't imagine myself arriving at 1,000 days. What? It means like everything is going to be fine. That's about 3 years of my life spending this time with you here. I love you. Thank you for watching to this end. See you tomorrow, and let's do that tomorrow again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.